dazzlingly opulent. Hi friends, it's Courtney. Welcome back to the Biblio Style, and today we are going to talk about my TBR for the Reading Rush, which is going up late because that's kind of on brand for me. The Reading Rush starts on July 20th and goes through July 26th, and it is a readathon that is hosted every year. I will leave links to, they have a YouTube channel, I believe, and then the two hosts have like videos telling you what it is about. But every year there are prompts to help you work out your TBR, which adds a little bit of fun to it. So I have picked out some books. Some of them are doing double duty for me just because I don't know if I could read that many books in 6 days or however long it is, 7 days. So anyway, the first prompt is to read a book with a cover that matches your birthstone. This was really, really hard for me. My birthstone is Peridot. I was born in August, and it is almost like a lime green kind of cover, and I struggled a lot to find something to fit this challenge. So I have selected, it is an ebook, The Stranger Diaries, which is a mystery. This says, death lies between the lines when the events of a dark story start coming true in this haunting modern Gothic mystery. Claire Cassidy is no stranger to murder, a high school teacher specializing in the Gothic writer R.M. Holland. She even teaches a course on him, but when one of Claire's colleagues is found dead with a line from Holland's iconic story, The Stranger, left by her body, Claire is horrified to see her life collide with her favorite literature. Police suspect the killer is someone she knows. Unsure whom to trust, she turns to her diary, the only outlet for her suspicions and fears. Then one day she notices something odd, writing that isn't hers left on the page of an old diary. Hello, Claire, you don't know me. So, I don't know. Hopefully, I like thrillers and I like mysteries. I hope it's not too spooky. Like, I don't really do horror, so I'm hoping that it's good. And then the other book, so I have two picked out for this in case this one isn't a winner for me. The other book I have is actually a nonfiction, and it's called The Call of the Wild and Free. And it's really about homeschooling your child. So it just says, allow your children to experience the adventure, freedom, and wonder of childhood with this practical guide that provides all the information, inspiration, and advice you need for creating a modern quality homeschool education. It's just something that we are researching right now. Obviously, the pandemic has lots of people rethinking what they're doing in terms of schooling for their child. We have a 6-year-old, he'll be going into kindergarten. Right now we have him signed up for the virtual school, and I just don't know how that, first of all, he's in kindergarten, and I'm not enthusiastic about a 6-year-old sitting in front of a laptop, because I do firmly believe that children need to explore and learn things with their hands and be engaged and actively participating in learning. And my particular child is autistic, and he is also a hands-on learner, and I just don't know if virtual is going to be the right fit for us. So that is something that I am going to explore. The next prompt is to read a book that starts with the. So I picked this up from the library. It is called The Book Charmer, and it's basically a sleepy southern town, a little bit of magic. I love reading books like that. Sarah Dove is no ordinary bookworm. To her, books have always been more than just objects. They live, they breathe, and sometimes they speak. When Sarah grows up to become the librarian in her quaint southern town, her gifts help place every book in the hands of the perfect reader. Recently, however, the books have been whispering about something out of the ordinary, the arrival of a displaced city girl named Grace Wheeler. If the books are right, Grace could be the savior that Dove Pond desperately needs. The problem is, Grace wants nothing to do with the town or its quirky residents. It takes a bit of urging and the help of an especially wise book, but Grace ultimately embraces the challenges to rescue her charmed new community. So I love books about librarians or people who work in bookstores. I love books about southern towns. There seems to be a bit of magic, maybe a little bit of romance. So this sounds right up my alley. The next prompt is to read a book inspired by a movie that you have seen. So for this, I chose Anna Kay. I have seen the movie Anna Karenina. I have never read the book Anna Karenina, and this is a modern retelling of that story. And I've heard it compared to Gossip Girl. So at 17, she is at the top of Manhattan in Greenwich society. She has the perfect boyfriend and has always made her Korean father proud. As her friends struggle with the pitfalls of teenage life, Anna always seems to sail gracefully above it all. That is, until she meets a notorious playboy. He is everything she is not, but he has never been in love until he meets Anna, and maybe she hasn't either. They are irresistibly pulled together, and she has to decide how much of her life she is willing to let go to be with him. And when a shocking revelation threatens to shatter their relationship, she is forced to ask if she's ever known herself at all. And emotionally riveting, Anna Kay is a brilliant reimagining of Tolstoy's timeless love story, but above all, it is a novel about the dizzying, glorious, heart-stopping experience of first love and first heartbreak. So this sounds like a nice little summer read. The next prompt is to read the first book that you touch. So I don't own a lot of books anymore. I primarily check books out of the library to read. And so last week when I was at the library, they had some shelves of books that they were giving away. I think typically they're like 50 cents or $1, but I think they're trying to limit person-to-person interaction, obviously. So I got, I think, 5 or 6 books and sort of dumped them into the bag with the stuff that I had picked up. So for this prompt, I just kind of stuck my hand in the library bag, and this was the first book that I pulled out. It is called French Exit. So, and it's basically about her mom. It is basically about a woman who is a mother and her adult son who live on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. There's some kind of scandal with her recently deceased husband, I think. And instead of dealing with it, they sort of flee to Paris. So that's what I'm reading for that prompt. The next prompt is to read a book outside of your house. I didn't choose a book for this. I just figure on one of the days that we are hanging outside in the backyard, I'll grab something and read it out there. So I don't have a specific book for that prompt. The next prompt is to read a book in a genre you want to read more of. So I really want to read more nonfiction. I enjoy reading nonfiction, and I'm not sure why I don't read more of it. But anyway, the book that I chose for this is an ebook. It is also a collection of essays. And it is called Thick. So there's 8 piercing explorations on beauty, media, money, and more. Black American feminist voice, waxing poetic on self and society, serving up a healthy portion of clever prose as she covers everything from Saturday Night Live, LinkedIn, and Barbecue Becky to sexual violence, infant mortality, and the Trump rallies. So this sounds really interesting, and I also wanted to try to pick up something that was a little bit shorter and therefore easier for me to read during the allotted time. And let's see, and then the last prompt is to read a book that takes place on a different continent, and I am going to go with French Exit for this as well, since most of the book takes place in Europe. So those are my picks for the Reading Rush. I don't really have anything I think that's maybe like too exciting or going to be too difficult to read. We'll see how I do, but if you are participating, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you're reading. If you've already read any of my picks, let me know what you thought of them also in the comments down below. If you enjoy this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and click subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!